Let me tell you about the power plant that they're building down the road. Tell you it'll run your toothbrush at a peak time heavy load. If it runs at all, it'll run in the red, and it just might zap you while you're laying home in bed. Ain't it hard to get rid of something when something's getting rid of you? Ain't it hard to get rid of something when something's getting rid of you? Ain't it hard to think of something when there ain't nothing left to do? You can't put it on a rocket and shoot it to a star. You can't use it to light your boss's big fat cigar. Ain't it hard to get rid of something when something's getting rid of you? I want to sing you a song about something they call the uranium blues.
We're in groups of 50, and the groups are supporting themselves, so we go and buy up the food. Some's sent up from Melbourne, some's taken up, we all sort of help with the cooking.
How many times are you going to stop at a milk bar?
About 50 probably.
We'll be meeting riders in Yass from Sydney, Brisbane and Canberra. We've got riders from Tasmania and Adelaide with us, and we should have about 500 or 600, maybe 1,000 people.
Are you having a good time?
Oh, we're having a very good time.
Yeah, I just had a crash.
A what?
A minor crash.
Yes?
I got hit in the back by a bicycle.
The Australian protest movements aren't just acting in isolation. They're part of a world protest movement. Already, the reactor development program in the United States and in Japan has been cut by at least a half as a result of popular movements.
There's a death wind blowing slow, my friends, a death wind blowing slow. It'll bleed us all to glory, friends, and we will never know. It'll sneak upon us from behind and push its way by force, destroy the earth and humankind, oh, for selfish few. So the death wind's blowing slow, my friends, and a-digging they will go. Those faceless men who plot and plunder behind those cold-closed doors. Come all ye sons and daughters of Australia, take note. Stand up and voice your opinions, for the time is very short.
All the way on this bike ride, all the way up, the locals were giving us strong support. There was housing accommodation that was offered to some people that got sick, and they were really nice. It was more than a bike ride. We were carrying out recommendations of the Fox report, and we had the people behind us. There was riders from all over Australia, you know. We had grandmothers, and we had a penny farthing, and families, and teachers, students. So many people have been really getting fit. It's such a healthy thing to do, you know.
The enthusiasm of the riders is incredible. The determination to battle their way through to the ACT, I think that contrasts quite strongly with the sort of interest that parliamentarians have shown in the uranium debate. When uranium was discussed in Parliament, at most there were only 17 MPs sitting. I hope that the publicity from the bike ride will start people thinking, get them to ask questions, start people reading. I'd like everybody to read the Ranger report, the Fox report. Unfortunately, the government's only printed about 3,500 copies. That really shows the lack of sincerity on the part of the government in terms of implementing the recommendations of the Fox report, that there should be full public discussion. The interest that Parliament's shown in the issue really indicates to me they don't understand the importance of the decisions that we're now making.
I visualise this as being very much a fun demonstration with no overtones of violence or anything like that. But when the confrontation did occur, I was feeling very tired and cold and hungry. And being a born coward, the best thing I could do was join in the Great Australian Spectator sport, and I wended away and watched it from a distance. Next morning when I had a look at, or that night when I had a look at the TV and saw the newspapers next morning, I saw that everything was so totally justified. I was really ashamed of my feelings beforehand, you know, my negative feelings about this confrontation, and after that I began to see the need for occasional confrontations with the police, know that you could just get media coverage. about halfway across the bridge, we saw a cordon of police cars which was blocking our proceeding at the end of the bridge. So we all hopped off our bikes and sat down in a protest, and the police hopped out their car and formed a sort of a wedge type shape.
It's quite a shame, but it rubbed off onto the public as a bad thing because they saw violence and they saw that, and we didn't want that sort of thing to happen. We wanted a peaceful demonstration. We wanted people to sit up and take notice of the cause, see the issues involved, the potential danger, potential horror that can happen in the future.
Stop fighting! Leave them alone! Leave them alone! Leave them alone! What is it, the police, mate? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? What
It's not which side you're on, it's not who you are. It's not uranium, it's the sun and the moon and the stars. You can't just wrap it up and throw it away. You can't bury it deep and ask